this scenario, this window to you. So that's all, everything okay. We created a model for that one table. All the column will be listed out in this model. If you have any more another table added if two or more other relationship table, it will be displayed with along with the relationship here. I will explain the relationship entity model later in any concept. Here we add just only one table. Okay, now don't forget to build the project. Go to the build section and click the build solution. If the project has any error, it will show. Okay, that's the project is over. We created the entity framework set. Now we are going to creating controller methods. You know, I already explained how to right click, go to the solution explorer, right click the controller and add, and give the controller, click the controller name. Insert, and there is a empty. There are a lot of controller options here. Already explained what are the difference between the inbuilt controllers. Nothing but empty. If you choose empty, the controller will be empty. You have to write down your own queries, own methods and everything. You have to include the setter files, required library files, okay, in empty. Or otherwise, if you choose the second one, it has some inbuilt methodologies, methods, and necessary required inbuilt header files, library files. So I choose the second one. So I don't want to write so much. Okay, so I use the Microsoft given template. The start. Okay, that's method. Controller look like this. I put the controller name image to db demo. This is my controller namespace, controller name image to db demo. Demo db entities is our model. Okay, dem, this is a variable. Just I created in the class demo db entities, dem equal to new demo db entities. Just I created using the new keyword. I created an object dem. Then only I can access. Object oriented programming concepts. If you want to access any object, you have to create a new object. So the demo db entities is inbuilt one entity framework object. I want to access it all object. So that's why using the new keyword I just created one object that the name is dem. Whatever may be, here you may just db, whatever may be. This is the variable something x. Okay, next one, you can find the action result, the create method one here, and this is very mandatory. The same create also has the parameter HTTP post. Along with the HTTP post, we are going to see that. And the action, another one action is index, very important one. This is the only one point. Using this only one point, we are just list out every data from the data table. Okay, before MVC come to the scene, some of us we know very well about ADO.NET. Using the ADO, if you are going to list out something, you have to, what are the difference between the entity framework and the easier coding. I will explain while I list out while I am going to explain the index method later in this slide. Okay, next, this is the controller. What I am going to say, image to db demo is our controller name. It has 3 methods, just another 4 methods. Okay, next one, HTTP post action result create sample emd underscore mst is the table name, detail is one of the object we just created, and we just pass as a parameter. Okay, this is our table object. Detail is object. We just sample emb underscore mst is our table object, which in derived to details. Okay, both are here new object. The detail is object of sample emb underscore mst table. Next, HTTP posted file base file 1, HTTP posted file base file 2. These are nothing. Whenever you are going to apply something, if you need to record upload any file, images, PDF, resume, word format, anything, you have to click choose button. You may accustomed to that button. That is the button. That is called HTTP posted file base. This is the variable name file 1 or whatever may be XYZ. This is our we are going given here file 1 and file 2. You can use if you are going to avoid store only one photo only, you can use file only one button and one variable name. We are going to store two things here separately, so that's why I am going to I just using two variable name file 1 as file 2. Okay, so public action result create. The above is HTTP post. You can create. That it implies to already I explained it in my previous videos. We are going to store something, whatever may be the database at the backend or the file IO system, whatever the user are going to interact with the backend. HTTP post something post. Okay. Next, the if condition. I am using this if condition. I am taking the file variable, choosing Fulton as any empty null value. File 1 not equal to null and file 1 content length greater than 0. My conditions are fulfilled. And file 2 also not equal to 0. Please do the following. Here, details start photo binary. Details mean like above the sample emb master. This object is details. If you just details, put the dot here. All the column in from our table will be displayed here. Okay, I choose photo binary equal to new byte file length and the content length. This is file 1 dot content length. I assign to the photo binary file 1 dot. What is file 1? File 1 is the button in view. When I am going to explain the view, you will know the file 1. File 1 is content length. The content length is assigned to photo binary. File 1 dot input string dot read. These are the inbuilt method. Details dot photo binary, comma 0, comma file 1 dot content. So this is the command to read. System.io dot read input string to read the photo. String image name system.io dot path. The get file name is the system inbuilt method. It will be automatically. Sometimes you have to include the header file system.io. Then only you can get the path and the get file name. File 2 dot file name. Okay. String physical path server dot map path is the generic concept. Generic one way to get the folder path in web application development. String physical path is a variable. Server dot map path /img is my folder which I created in root folder. Okay, before going to do everything, I already told you, right click your top folder, project folder in the Visual Studio Solution Explorer and create one folder. I put it as img is my folder name. Whatever the folder you want, you can name it. Okay, I just dildo /img plus image name. In this image name is a physical path. So I just instruct the server to get the image name and folder name and store in the physical path variable. That's all. File 2 dot save as physical path. That's all. File 2 dot save as physical path. It should be saved. For example, if the image file name is img1, then the folder name is img, then it will store as /img/img1. Okay. Details dot photo path /img. The same things I am doing again and again. This is the same HTTP post method again I am going to use for file 2. This is for file 1 finished here, file 1 to store the same routine things here also, details are photo binary for file 2 as well as everything. Again the same thing I called if file 1 not equal to null, file 1 2 not equal to null, photo binary the same. Okay. The final else part I am come here. Once again I don't want to explain a file to the same processes, I just call the same process. Okay. Else DEM data everything okay. Then sample EMB underscore message dot add details. Details is the object. Now using this command, we just add every changes the user make on the front-end application will be added to this object DEM, and the DEM finally saved. Then the project should be redirected to index. Index is our home page. We are going to discuss about the index next slide. Okay, that's all. After the user click finish everything, first name, last name, blah blah, email, and upload click the first button and the image, and click the second button and the get the path, finally submit button, then it will be automatically redirected to the index page. Whatever the page you want, you can place it. I want to redirect to index list out, so here I return the view to index. So this is the create view to save data image Visual Studio 1. How to create the view? We all you know. Right click the method and create view. You have to mention the view name and just and select the option type create. Just whatever the name you want, or you just use the inbuilt create method of Visual Studio. Here the model, at that model image to db demo.model starts sample and automatically included. These are the very simple step, and this is the form in classically ASP.NET ordinary web form application. We just using the HTML and form, open the form doc and closing the form doc. This is our routine ASP.NET web application. Here just instead of that we are using eraser syntax. Eraser syntax is kind of view designing syntax like HTML, and you know eraser syntax is a huge concept. We will discuss later about it. Just in front using HTML begin form. Create means here create is method, and SQL image demo is our controller name. Form method dot post, we have to input method, so method post new int type equal to multipart slash form data. Why we use the new int type multipart slash form data here is don't take care about the braces and the closing braces. I already give the entire coding in the description. You can copy and paste it. I will explain this. Multipart encryption is a kind of n-type multipart is a kind of section to deal about the file input operations. That's all. Okay, just learn about it. Work around. HTML only forgery token is the inbuilt method to avoid unnecessary forgeries activities. To avoid what do you call me, the kind of validation. Okay, just now, but for now, not actually I am explaining here. This is the different thing apart from it. Because the more valuable one apart from validation, I will explain later. Okay, without this the HTML data on the forgery token method you can implement, no problem. But this is about demo. But when in real time, the anti-forgery token act as a guard to your application. I will explain that. Now the first div class is the style sheet included here. If you want, you can use the inbuilt style group. Here I used inbuilt style group. If you don't want, you can just put the div and the div. HTML label for model first name. This is the first name attribute. And the editor is the text box. This is the label for first name. This is the validation message. So we are going to every field of the table. first name, the same method for same syntax for second name, last name, model does last name, model editor means nothing, text box. The user have to enter text box, his first name and second name in the text boxes. And likewise you have to use the email.